More than 200,000 Australians are affected by epilepsy, but new research has found they are still facing discrimination. Rugby league legend Wally has decided to share his story about living with epilepsy, and he joins me now along with Associate Professor AProf Mohamed from Sydney's Royal Prince Alfred Hospital. Good morning to both of you. Thank you so much for being
Morning,
here.
Lisa.
Wally, if I can start with you, why are you wanting to open up about your story with epilepsy?
Well, for many years, Lisa, I think it's basically anybody that had epilepsy swept it under the carpet, didn't believe that they could afford to tell anybody else around other than their close friends, for fears of discrimination in the workplace. It's certainly a very trying matter for anybody that's suffering from it.
Do you think that's partly because people haven't understood it?
I think a lot of people either haven't understood it or don't want to understand it. It is a very complex illness to be dealing with, and even those that are dealing with epilepsy themselves probably wish that they certainly weren't. I was one of those people. I was in denial mode for over 20 years, even though that I was taking medication daily, and of course mucked up on air when I was reading the news here at Channel 9 in Brisbane, the sports news, where I had a seizure on air. So that was the only way that I found that I simply couldn't get around it one last time.
And so that was the turning point for you, Wally?
It was. I decided there was only one way to go, and that was to have surgery. I'd been dealing with the doctors for a number of years who were suggesting that was the case, that was the path I'd follow. Thankfully, since the surgery, which is 6 years and 2 months ago, I haven't had a single seizure. So finally becoming a little bit serious with it and dealing with it in the right, correct way, that's probably been the best decision that I've ever made in my life.
That is great news to hear, Wally. And Professor Mohamed, you've carried out some new research. What have you actually found?
Well, the research was actually done by a South Australian group, but they found that 1 in 2 patients with epilepsy report that they still face discrimination or feel they're discriminated against in the workplace. And all of that has happened recently. They reported in the last 12 months, them for the majority. So it's not something that's in the distant past. It's something that people are still living with in Australia.
What would change that discrimination?
Well, I think a lot of discrimination is because of ignorance, as you pointed out, but also misconceptions and myths. You know, there are a lot of old myths around about epilepsy, that it is contagious, that the persons have mental or psychiatric illness, and I think that's all false. And maybe education and people making themselves more aware of the condition would be the way to go.
And perhaps more people like Wally speaking out. Wally, what would your advice be to other people in similar circumstances?
Well, for the patients that are dealing with it, just be open and honest, seek assessment from a qualified medical officer, and speak about it to your work people. I was very lucky that my employers here at Channel 9, I told them about it. I was very honest with it, and they said it's just another illness. We've got to deal with it just like any other.
Yeah, putting it out there in the open always takes away the mystery and the myths around just about anything. Wally, great to talk to you. Good to see you so healthy too.
Thank you. Thanks, Lisa. It's good to be that way.
Associate Professor, thanks very much for your insight as well. Over to you, Georgie.